Joining me today are two TikTok superstars, social media superstars, Kayleigh and Ellis. Hello, how are you both?
I'm good,
thanks.
How are you?
Yeah.
I'm all right, thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's look at Liverpool first of all. You're a Newcastle fan, Kayleigh, just for full things. We'll talk about how that came about in a minute as well. Let's start with Liverpool. So you are the league champions, let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Are you all getting a little bit kind of impatient with the fact that you won the league last year? Like, calm down. Like, why are you all getting on slots back now?
See, I think there's a mixture of things. Obviously, one thing the media have put out is that we spent loads of money, which that's another thing. I feel like we haven't spent as much as people make out. Like, we spent 450 million. It's a lot of money, but we also sold like 200 plus million pounds worth of players. Whereas you look at Arsenal, Man City, they constant spend and don't sell as much. Like, especially Arsenal, they're bad for it. Like, I think they spent like 300 million this window and they've only sold like 10 million pounds worth of players. So realistically, net sales, they've actually bought more than us. And we've got a league title under our belt. We came first in the Champions League group last year. Like, all this money and revenue coming in. And we, like, FSG,
So, okay then, is it Slot's fault or FSG's fault?
See, I'm starting to blame Slot now, but I don't think it's all his fault. There's so many different things. I think FSG are part of the problem. I mean, this is like the first year as a Liverpool fan, like FSG have probably we've broke the Prem record like twice, like on big signings. Like, we've never done that before. But I do think they kind of like gaslight the fans a bit. Like we haven't spent for 3 windows before that. And then you give Slot loads of money in one window. But I do think I blame it on Edwards and Hughes as well, because the recruitment, I feel we could have spent the money a bit better because we've had a lot of players leave. Like, Diaz left. We haven't got a new left winger. Left wing spot now is just like Gakpo, and a lot of Liverpool fans are on his back. But
Are you on his back?
See, I don't mind him, but I don't think he's a good enough starter to be in the Liverpool title challenging team. So that's what we should be. Like you say, we won the league last year. We should be going for it every season. Like, under Klopp, it was 90 plus points pretty much every season, going at it with City. This year is probably the worst title challenge from anyone. Like, I don't think anyone's at the level of previous seasons, especially Arsenal.
What do you think is wrong with the actual club at the moment?
I think I'm not the biggest fan of FSG. Like, I've been FSG out for a little while, but I mean, they've kind of like brought the hype back in this year. But I think it's due that, like, we've been quite successful over the past 7-8 years since Klopp's been in. It took few years to adjust with Klopp, but since then, like, we've always been challenging Champions League finals. We've been in 3 Champions League finals. I mean, we've only won 1. But
all right, don't get greedy. Yeah, go on.
And 1 was against you.
Yeah, keep going. Move on. That's your 3rd strike. You're out in a minute. But go on.
But yeah, like, we've earned a lot of money, but we haven't been spending it. Like, I know we're all about spending smartly. I know that's FSG's thing. Plan for the future. Like, we rarely ever buy like a world class player. Normally, our thing is like Klopp he makes world class players. So he bought Salah when he weren't a world beater. He was good. But then he turned into a world beater once. So same with Mane, same with Van Dijk and stuff like that. Same with Alisson as well. But I feel like this season we've kind of changed it up. Like, we've gone for Virts, who's a well-known, like, he's a future, hopefully one day maybe a Ballon d'Or winner. Like, he's that level of player.
Okay, you say that. I put him in my fantasy team at the start of the season and he did nothing. And
yeah.
He was a flop. So why? Well, he was, but he's coming into it now. So with Virts, have you got to be a bit more patient?
I do think, yeah, patience is key, because we've seen it a lot where players from the Bundesliga don't adjust quite well into the Premier League. So he does need time, but I don't think it's coming to a club. Like, we've had a lot go on over the summer, players leaving, what happened with Jota as well. It's obviously disrupted the start to the season. We didn't really have a pre-season. And I think that's another thing, like, I feel sorry for Slot in some regards, because since he's been at the club, the club haven't backed him. Like, he won the league title and he signed Chiesa and Mamadashvili, but he didn't come until this season anyway. So he had Chiesa as like his only signing, and then he won a league title. So, like, really, it's an impressive feat. But at the same time, a lot of that team was still Klopp's team. Klopp's left as a world-class team, really. And I think the start to the season, with just like no pre-season and stuff, I think we're naturally going to be behind. Obviously, players are grieving as well. But still, there's still standards to be met, like going on through the season, and we're not hitting that. Like our performances, they're just not good.
Have you got a Klopp hangover?
Do you what?
Kayleigh's nodding like furious. Does he go on about Klopp all the time?
He was so upset when he left. Like, I'm pretty sure there was tears in your eyes on that last game where he was like waving. I think I saw a sparkly little tear.
The thing is, as well with Klopp, like he's been there for so long. He's been there since I was like, I think I worked out since I've been like 13 years old. So I've almost
how old are you now, just for context?
23.
Right, okay, so 10 years.
Yeah, so literally like he's been there from, well, when you're a kid, you don't understand football as much. So as soon as like I've fully understood football, Klopp's, I've grew up and he's been the main man the whole time, like for me, watching Liverpool pretty much. And like obviously it's tough watching him leave, but before Klopp, let's be real, Liverpool for a few years, we were pretty much a mid-table side.
Before you were born, they were quite good, by the way.
Before, in the 80s and that, we were actually fantastic. And then, but literally for like, obviously no league titles in 30 years, for Liverpool, that shouldn't be happening. Klopp turned around from doubters to believers. That's his most famous like quote. Like he did do that. He turned us from pretty much a mid-table club for like a few years into actually a title-winning Champions League every year club. And obviously, I think he changed the expectations of fans. And I think he probably exceeded more than what FSG thought as well. Because once again, Klopp was like, oh, I never had money. Like FSG, he openly said that FSG pretty much never backed him. And I think that's partly one of the reasons he left as well. He's probably getting fed up with the owners. But I do think, like, we're a club that should be like Arsenal, Man City. We should be spending money every year to try and retain where we are. And yes, we spent money this year, but we've had, I can't remember how many players leave, like 9-10 players leave. We only replace them with about 7 players. Like we've got a new right back. Trent was obviously a massive loss, which obviously Liverpool fans were annoyed, upset about. I think
you turned on him, basically.
Rightfully so, I think.
Okay. You talked about Trent there. Let's talk about him. Liverpool fans got a little bit too excited when Trent said he was going to leave. Well, there was kind of murmurings at the end of last season, wasn't there, that he was going to go to Real Madrid. He did go to Real Madrid. Why do you hate him so much now?
See, I think the main thing for Liverpool fans was transparency. Like, if he openly said, because he'd been learning, like, when he did his first interview for Real Madrid, it was in fluent Spanish. And, like, it takes time to learn fluent Spanish. It's not like a one-time thing.
Could have learned it at school.
Well, not like that.
He's learning right now and it is difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah, but literally, like, it takes, like, especially even the way he said it, it was fluent. Like, it takes 6 months plus to learn that. So he's known in his own head that he's going to leave for a while. Whereas, like, he hasn't been if he said to the fans, like, oh, yeah, I want to leave, like, maybe sound me a year before, get, like, at least £50 million for me, I think we would have respected that a lot more. It's the fact we've only got, we're lucky to get 10 million for him. But
are Liverpool fans, for want of a better phrase, a little bit up their own backside, kind of trying to tell Trent Alexander-Arnold what to do?
I think, especially from Liverpool fans that are actually from Liverpool, Trent is a Scouser. Like, he's Liverpool born and bred. Like, he's always said, like, he wants to play for the club. He loves the club. He wants to be the future captain. And I think it's where he's changed his route, like his own career plans, to benefit himself. Because, like, in like interviews, he's said, like, I want to win a Ballon d'Or. And obviously he doesn't think that's possible at Liverpool. And I mean, it's not working out for him that well at Real Madrid currently. But I think it's more of a selfish perspective rather than like caring about, I mean, obviously everyone's going to be selfish in their own career. Like, no one can tell him what to do and what he can't do. But I think it's a lack of regard for the people who have supported him from literally being a kid.
There was one thing that the whole football community like kind of united over, and that was the unfortunate death of Diogo Jota, who unfortunately got killed in a car crash.
Yeah.
He was a Portuguese legend. He was a Wolves legend. And I know you guys are from that kind of area of the country as well. And he's obviously a Liverpool legend who now obviously retired his shirt. How did Liverpool fans deal with that? How did you as fans deal with that loss?
I don't even know. I think some, it's like, it's just not set in really, to be fair. Like, obviously, it's a pretty rare thing that a player that currently playing for your club passes away. Normally, it is like a legend, like 60, 70 years old plus, where like you see, a Liverpool legend's passed away, and everyone's a bit like grateful for what he's done for the club, but like
he had so much more to
give. He had Jota had so much more to give and everything. Like it's just weird. Like I remember it breaking news. I was driving on the motorway, and then Kayleigh was like, she gasped. That's the first time I've seen her like gasp from like football news, really.
Yeah, like we were driving on the motorway, and Ellis was driving, and this Sky News notification pinged up on my phone, and I just knew when I read it out, it was like Liverpool star, and then like I read it out, and Ellis was like, "You're joking me, you're joking me," and he was so sad. He was actually heartbroken. And then this is the time you realise just how much of a community football has, where you're like, these are people you've actually like never met, you've seen them perform, but they mean so much in that something like that can affect you so much because you have such passion for the club and the players. And yeah, it really impacted you, didn't it?
Yeah, I think my heart sank in that moment for a second. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. And then obviously you feel an attachment to players, even though they don't know you.
Yeah.
But you do feel an attachment, and it's just for what they give for the club that you care about the most. Like, I don't know, it's a hard thing. And I think for the players as well, I think obviously a lot of people said there shouldn't really be expectations of this year, which really there shouldn't be. But obviously,
I think that's the point as well. Put yourself in that dressing room, as you quite rightly say, the chemistry of the team. There is always going to be a hole there where that player was.
Yeah.
So again, it kind of leads me to my original question. Are you being, Kayleigh's point is valid. Are you being a bit harsh on your team this season?
I do think a lot of people are, but that's why I didn't have the expectation to win the league or anything like that. I thought a lot's happened. Like once barely any pre-season, it's obviously all been halted. Obviously, we've had so many new players joining the club, and they're joining the club during a difficult time, which obviously they don't have the same attachment to Jota as the rest of the players do. So they're probably in a bit of a weird space themselves. But obviously the players there, a lot of them have just lost one of their best friends, one of their colleagues, someone they see pretty much every day, pretty much. And so it must be a weird scenario for them. And obviously they can't be expected to put in the work and be mentally stable for just the near future, really. So for me, as a Liverpool fan, I didn't have a high expectation. I thought, qualify for Champions League, I'll be happy with this season. And obviously now, time has passed. Obviously, the players are still mentally, it might be in the back of their minds there, like still lingering on, but obviously they are professionals. They have goals themselves. They want to perform, and obviously they have bonuses, money, which the better they perform, the more money they earn and stuff like that. Obviously, as a professional, they have a standard to hold. They want to prove that standard, but obviously we're slipping away from that slowly as the season progresses. And I think we do need to get back to that level where we are comfortably in the Champions League despite what's happened.
Hi YouTube, thanks for watching this episode of Liberty Rock Sport. For the next, click here.